Hello everyone, Caleb here. You probably saw my videos talking about the FAA's, their contradictory policy on medications for pilots. Look, there is a reasonable side to it, and I agree with the reasonable side, and that is safety. That I agree with. It's only the contradictory, unreasonable, ableist side that I oppose. The ableist side bans people who take medications for flying airplanes. For me, and the fact that they also ban people with autism from flying, here's a fun fact. They actually never mentioned autism as a disqualifying condition on the FAA's website. So I had my hopes up. When I got denied, I was devastated. I submitted an appeal, but then I got another rejection letter. I was even more upset. Am I angry at the FAA? As I mentioned, no. Am I disappointed? I hate to say this, but I am very, very disappointed with the FAA. I don't think I've ever been this disappointed in my whole life. I actually learned about this policy that actually took effect. I actually learned it today. There was a policy that took effect in 2006. July 14th, 2006. Prior to that, you were allowed to get a basic med, which is a class 3 medical certificate with restrictions for pilots who are on medication. But after that, now pilots are required to have an airman's medical certificate in order to get the basic med. That's not fair because I was only 11 when that took effect. I was just 11 years old, having been born in 1995. Now, because of this, now I wish I was born in 1985. Because if I was born in 1985, it would have been easier for me to get that license and that medical certificate in my dreams of coming true. Being an autistic person born in the 90s is probably more difficult than being an autistic person born in the 80s. That's for sure. I am just beyond disappointed with this policy. I have a broken heart. And let me tell you, my dream, not only, can I tell you what my dream plane was? My dream was to fly a Cessna 182 Skylane. That was my dream plane. Sadly, that plane is high performance. Because that plane you're required to have a medical certificate in order to fly that plane, and a high performance endorsement. It's really just, it's really, really just, it really upsets me. That was my dream. My all-time dream. I feel like, I felt when I got that rejection letter was basically something that really hurt me more than it hurt me really hard. It was of course there were things that hurt me more than that, but this, I felt like I was punched in the gut. Because I've had to face ableism my whole life. My whole life. From childhood to right now. Being made fun of because I'm an autistic man. And the fact that, the FAA only allows neurotypical people to fly airplanes, that is totally crushing for me. I'm still crushed, even to this day. My heart is crushed into a gazillion pieces. And because of this, I'm writing this letter to the FAA, calling for change. It is just beyond reprehensible that this policy is discriminatory. So I am pleading with the FAA to please make change to allow people who are on medications and people with a high-functioning neurological disorder without psychosis, like myself, to fly planes. Okay, headed over to the mailbox. All right. Look. There are some things that I think should stay the same, and that is with mental illness and epilepsy. And those were mentioned on the FAA's website. Autism, as I mentioned, was not. And actually, I forgot to mention something. I flew a Cessna 172 Skyhawk all the way from northern New Jersey to southeastern Pennsylvania and back. Independently. Of course, I had my flight instructor with me, but I did this independently. That is something I'm really proud of. Does that show I'm incapable of flying a plane? I mean, as I mentioned, I am not angry at the FAA. I'm disappointed. But let me tell you, I'm proud of myself for flying, for actually landing and taking off. Actually, I've taken off independently, but I've never actually landed independently. This was the first time, my first flight lesson doing that. And that's something I'm really, really proud of. I could not be more proud of myself right now for doing this. And I want the FAA to know this. A person with autism can do anything in this world. An autistic person can even do the same things a neurotypical person can do. So, are they saying a person with autism can't? Really? That's distressing. But I hope the FAA gets my letter. And I hope they respond. Which I don't know. I don't think they're going to. But I hope they do. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching.